So I'm going to try recording my thoughts about this as things unfold. Okay, where to begin? Well, when I was a little girl, my mother told me an old family legend that I would one day inherit a medieval castle in Germany. The legend goes that in the Middle Ages there was a castle in Germany, and it was owned by a noble family, but there was no heir. So a decree was written that said that in several hundred years, no matter where she may live, the castle would be turned over to the youngest unmarried female in the family line. And my mother told me that that was me. So I really grew up believing that there was this castle out there somewhere that where my mother would be the queen and my father the king, and I was the princess, and we'd all live there together happily ever after. That didn't exactly happen, but it's always stayed in my mind. And my parents are both getting older, and I just think that if I ever want to know more about this and more about my ancestry and more about my parents' history in general, like this is pretty much the time. So this is my adventure to uncover the facts of an ancient family legend, and we'll see what happens. See how far I can get. Okay.
Laws about inheritance, female inheritance, varied vastly across Europe over, the whole 1,000 years that was the Middle Ages. So could a woman inherit property in Germany in the Middle Ages? Yes, absolutely. In fact, there are some really good examples of rich, noble women being left sort of the entire inheritance by her noble parents when there weren't any male heirs. The idea that an ancestor would leave an inheritance to a daughter of a daughter of a daughter far in the future is so beautiful. This might be a retelling of a medieval story, and it came in the age of fairy tales when people like the Grimm brothers were collecting those ancient stories and trying to form them into a canon of a legendary past.
So, Mom, this whole journey started with this legend that you told me.
You've done a lot of research just since we started talking about this, right?
Yes. You know, the more we look into the story, the more and more connections are uncovered. I'd like to just walk you through the family tree. This is my grandmother, Angelica.
Wow.
And this, we think, is Barbara Costello.
My great-great-grandmother.
Yes.
Boy, she's an intense-looking lady.
Yes, she is. I'm glad we're doing this right now, because I may not be around, and then now you have all this information.
Well,
That's
I might not
great.
be around, and then
You'll
have all
exactly.
this information. Yeah, it's really, really fascinating. So you came to America, and then you met my dad, and I would love to just talk a little bit about how you met and stuff like that. Can I?
Sure.
Okay. Here. Thanks, Mommy.
Bob Adler was exactly the kind of boy I always wanted to meet. Tall and blonde and handsome and a lot of hair and just great. And I think we were both like totally, love at first sight. It's very, very romantic. Oh, this is a wedding picture, yes.
Yeah, your wedding
Right.
picture.
Yeah, it's Bob.
you and
Look
Dad.
at him, how cute he is. Oh, God. I adored him. He was just the love of my life then, but that was then. That was totally then. And I absolutely adore the memories. I really, really adore the memories. But that was before. And after that, it's not, doesn't count. That's it. I really encapsulate my adoration of Bob Adler into the before he left us time.
Right.
That is just the worst thing anybody can do. Mm-hmm. To leave a young wife with 2 little children, you don't do that. Mm-hmm. He left us high and dry, you know, and then...
You have no interest in seeing him or reconciling ever?
None. No. I really don't, Amy. That's just 40 years ago, you know. Mm-hmm. That's a lifetime. That's a long, long time ago. And I have changed so much. Mm-hmm. And I have accomplished so much, all on my own. And, you know, you have accomplished so much on your own. We all have grown up despite Bob Adler's leaving us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now approaching the airport of Düsseldorf. Please make sure that your seatbelt is securely fastened and switch off electronic devices while landing. Thank you.
My great-great-great-grandparents lived in the town of Castellane, where the castle is. So I'm going to go talk to some historians there and see if they can tell me more about the legend and the castle. Isn't this what little girls dream of? Magic castles that appear in the clouds? Happily ever after? What little girl doesn't dream of all that? What is that? I kind of have to see what that is.
Röschen war neugierig, was es im Schloss alles zu sehen gab. In einem alten, staubigen Turmzimmer traf es eine alte Frau, die an ihrem Spinnrad saß.
So, ihr Zwerge, das Essen ist fertig. Kommt zu Tisch.
Ein armes, kleines Mädchen, dem Vater und Mutter gestorben waren, zog in Gottvertrauen hinaus in die weite Welt.
Get there before dark now. So, I guess I have to wait till tomorrow.
I can't believe, after all this, it's not a magnificent castle on a hillside over the Rhine, but it's a medieval ruin. I'm here because my mother's German, and I grew up in America, and I didn't know very much about my ancestry. I'm slightly nervous to tell you because it might seem very silly. So, my mother told me there's a decree, piece of paper, that said that the castle would be turned over to the youngest unmarried female in the lineage. And somehow my family got together and decided that that was me. But I'm just curious if there's any part of the story that could remotely be true.
Da ist überall ein echter Kern. Da ist überall, there's always something right.
It's a true core in every legend.
Yeah.
The male line died out, then the female line died out. In the Middle Ages, when there was no heir of a castle or something like that, it was a catastrophe for this dynasty. Mm-hmm. That is maybe the origin of your legend.
But we don't know it. And in the long time come so much things together. And I think it will be very difficult to find out what die Wahrheit.
What the truth is.
Yeah.
What am I really doing here? It's like I'm trying to prove that this fantasy I had as a little girl about this fairy tale castle where I'd live with both of my parents was actually real. I mean, the reality is, I've never seen my parents together, ever.
This afternoon, after we had talked, I phoned to my friend. I studied with him in Bonn University, and he's a doctor, and he made research. He has done research on the Sponheim Regesten. That means he knows every detail.
Oh, wow.
It's unbelievable. I asked him about and told him your legend, and he told me it can only be in the year 1425.
Oh, interesting.
There is a document in the archive in Munich, and it's called the Beinheimer Entscheid. And that is certainly the origin of your legend.
Oh. And did he say what that document said?
He just told me roughly what is in it. That rules and regulates everything about who should have the castle, your Schloss.
Right. I was saying this is like the Da Vinci Code.
Yes, it's something like that.
Now I'm obsessed with getting to the heart of the matter.
I would suggest that we go to Munich, and it takes half a year to organize all that, to get the permission, and to find a grain of truth in this document.
A lot of people said, no, please leave it like it is. It's an old ruin. It's a symbol of the wars we have had in the last centuries. Leave it. So, but the other said, okay, but we live in modern times. We have to do something out of it. It must function again. And that's what I have learned from history. So you cannot just look back, you have to look ahead.
I know I have these 6 months now that I have to wait to find out about this decree. And it just makes me want to do something about what this is all bringing up for me.
Hi, Pa.
In coming here to see you, I just thought maybe I could ask you a few questions about your relationship with Mom, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that would be all right.
So you guys married, and you married quite young. And then it fell apart.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Is that not something you feel like talking about?
Well, sure. It's something that, yeah, I can certainly talk about it. What happened was that I didn't have the maturity for a relationship like that. I developed a whole rationale for the whole, separation and divorce, and that I made it look to myself like it would be better this way for everybody, and it wasn't so.
Here, turn this on me now. It's recording, so.
Okay.
I think that I was really pretty wounded from that experience, and in my life I have been really wounded, and it's really hard to get over it. I've, tried in my life to get over it in various ways, but it's a deep wound that you can't really, I don't think, consciously will away. And I think it manifests in my relationships with people, and
it's really the only thing that I feel really ashamed about in my life. And I often wonder who that person was that was able to pull that off and convince himself that it was for the better. And of course, it was too late once I came to that realization, which was, well, it's a while ago, but it was long after you had grown already, And I can't imagine now, I can hardly imagine now that I could have left you, really.
Anyway, puppy, I love you so much. Hi.
Hi, Amy.
Hi,
Nice to
Reese.
meet you again.
Nice to see you
Thanks.
too. Should we go in? The document's in here. There it is. I'm pretty excited because we've come so long to see this. Wow. Look at that.
Okay, so we have often talked about this document. It is the so-called Beinheimer Entscheid. Entscheid means decision, and it's a degree, a kind of will, 600 years old.
600.
Maybe concerning your history, your legend.
Should we sit? Since we met last, you were able to do a little bit of research to find out what the document says?
Of course, the author, the initiator of this document was Johann V. He died in 1437. He wanted to have his heirs clear, and that is why he initiated this document. The document follows a certain pattern. The most part is about the contents. What will happen if he dies?
So if everybody dies, how do I get it?
Now we have to take the turn now to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I see all these people, but I don't see my name on there.
you don't see your name on it. There is no Amy Adler.
No.
It doesn't say anything about you.
It has to. We've come this far. There's not even a female heir.
There is not, a female heir mentioned in this document. There is no hint in all these documents that you are the owner of the Sponheim Castle in Castellan. But I don't want to disappoint you too much.
It can't be true.
Don't cry. No, but so I think I have the role of spoiling your dream. I'm not happy about that.
This whole journey must mean something else to me. It's brought up a lot of things for me, so all is not lost. If you start searching around for your ancestors and into your past, a lot of things come out that are very unexpected.
Hi, Mother.
Hi, sweetie. What's up?
One thing I keep thinking is that I've just never had the opportunity to be, in the same space with you and my father. And so one thought that I had was that I could possibly come to Bethlehem, pick you up, we could drive up to Massachusetts and just have a cup of coffee with him.
I'll do that.
You will?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Mama, you're gonna make me cry.
Well, I will do that.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen him in 40 years, you know that.
So I did not get the castle, but maybe I got something else out of this.